Today I need to run down to our summer steer pasture. I'm not really sure what we're gonna call this, but we need to run down there. I know that there's a sprinkler that's broken that needs to be fixed, and I need to check on the grass and see where they're at with it, if they're ready to move into the next pasture or if they can stay where they're at for a little while longer. I've got Macy here with me today helping. Callie stayed home with Mama, and we're gonna go get it done. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. We just got here to the summer pasture, and before we do anything with the cows, I think we're going to take care of business first and get this sprinkler fixed. Oops. Well, it looks like they broke this off right here at a coupler on the riser pipe, so I'm gonna have to dig down just a little bit and cut off the old broken coupler, and then we'll glue a new one on. Can you tell me what it is?
It's just a locking board.
Oh. Get the primer first. Here first. Second.
I see.
All right, PVC repair, pretty easy, especially when you work in an orchard in high school and you break a lot of sprinklers. So I learned this skill a long time ago. I found this sprinkler head buried here, which is kind of odd, and it's been here for a while because you can see it's got like roots, and I think this is Bermuda grass that's growing through it, but it looks like a good head still, so I'm gonna hang on to it. I'm not sure that it will ever get used again, but yeah. So we're gonna let this glue dry for a minute, and then I'm gonna tie it back to the rebar and we'll be done. While we're waiting for this glue to dry, it's a good opportunity to sort of take inventory of the grass here and see what kind of condition it's in. The steers have been on this for 8 days now, which is a little bit longer than what we're used to doing, but the feed was so tall I thought that it would be okay. And as I look around here, I can see that they have hit almost all of this, and they haven't picked it right down to the ground, but if you look at this grass, you can see where it has been bitten off. They've left the seed heads, which I expected they would. I was hoping that they would trample them down a little bit more. So we may have to end up coming out here with a mower to chop these off. But for now, I would say they've actually hit this pretty good. At a glance, from a distance, it doesn't really look like it. But when you get close and look at what they've actually done, you can see that they've done some work out here. So I think that Macy and I will try to move these guys. I'm not sure how this is going to go because they don't know where the gates are, and it's not like they're starving here. So I think that if we just sort of walk out there and position ourselves correctly, that we can kind of get them up into this corner where the gate is, and hopefully they'll see that it's open and go for it. All right. Especially when coming through a gateway that they're not familiar with, it's better to open the gate in the direction of travel, because if it was sticking out here, it'll stop them up, and they won't really naturally go to where they need to. So this should be good here. Let's take a hike and see if we can get them up here.
What?
Come on, boys.
Come on, boys.
We're gonna go to a new field.
Watch out.
They want to come say hi to you.
Hi, cow.
Hey guys.
Look at that. He's tricking.
So you can see how friendly these steers are, and it makes me wonder if they might follow us rather than us trying to push them. We're gonna try both and see what happens. I prefer if they would just follow me. Then they get a little bit less excitable that way, but we'll just have to try it and see. Okay, let's see if they'll follow us. Say, come boss.
Bus.
Come boss.
Bus.
Come boss.
Bus.
There you go. Come boss.
Yeah.
Say, come boss.
Bus.
I don't think it's working. Come boss.
Come bus.
Come boss.
Come bus. Look, they're eating the hay grass.
Yeah. Come boss. Try it. Call him.
Come bus.
Now, remember the noise to make? Come on, guys. No, not that way. There we go.
They're under the tree.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Now we're kind of going the right way. Ay, ay, ay. Whew, this has proven to be a little bit more difficult than I thought it would. I think it's just going to be a slow and steady kind of deal. This is the closest we've been. I don't know though. I have a feeling we're going to get right up to that gate and the leader's going to hang a hard right. And we're going to have to start all over. Perfect. Boy, we got really close on that one, but they're not having it. There's too much feed out here. They've got no incentive to really want to move. So I think what I'm gonna do, rather than try to force them up into this gate, I'm just gonna leave it open. It's not gonna hurt a thing to leave it open, and hopefully in the next day or so, they'll find it. And if I can catch them all in that middle pasture, then I can lock them in there. My plan, or I guess my hope moving forward, is that I won't have to do that. That once they realize that there's multiple pastures for them to be in, they will be a little bit easier to move, because when I start pushing them towards the gate, they'll remember, oh yeah, there's a gate there. We can go into the next field. Hopefully that's the way it works out in the future. It's not going to happen today. If I had a couple more guys here, or even if I just had a four-wheeler or a side-by-side, I might stand a better chance, but I kind of hate to get them running through here too because of all the sprinklers. That's, you know, that's when they're going to break one. So I think the best way to do this is just to leave that gate open, and we'll come back in a few days and hopefully they've found the new pasture. Well, what do you think? Good? All right, let's go turn the water on in this new one, and I think we'll just leave them like they are. It's hot. You want a drink? Well, it's a couple days later now. The gate has been open the whole time and the steers still have not moved. So me and Mrs. FTR are going to try to team up and see if we can get them into the new pasture. I don't know how hard I want to try to push them. I mean, if they're happy where they're at, then I guess we can leave them there. But I would kind of like to get them into that other field. So we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. Now you see, if I left this gate open by accident, they would be here in about 5 minutes and off where I don't want them to go. But because I left it open for them, wanting them to find it, they haven't been through here yet. Do you want to be the pusher or the flanker? Alright, probably just have you be the pusher then. Come on, boy. Turn. Come on, boys. Let's
Where do
just,
you want me to stand?
right where you're at, I think is good. We just need to just sort of really gradually kind of pressure them into this corner. Like once they move, just kind of stop. Okay. Come on, boys. You're so close. You're so close. Come on. Yeah, you can get over there. There's a way. Okay, so watch. They're gonna want to, that black one, they're gonna want to break away. Okay. Yeah, just go real perfect. That's what we wanted. All right. Well, it's amazing what you can accomplish with a little bit of teamwork. So these guys booked it over the hill. Kind of curious to see where they ended up. Well, I'm sure you won't be able to see them. I'm gonna zoom in on my editing software and it'll probably be real blurry and you might just barely be able to see a little bit of color down there, but they're down there. There's a marsh here on the property and they're sort of down there exploring that, which is a little weird. I don't think there's much for them to eat there, but they're checking it out. So they seem pretty happy and content. I did get their water turned on over here the other day. I'm just gonna go check on that again before we leave to make sure that the float, you know, stopped and everything's working properly. So we'll go look at that and then I think we're gonna have it finished up here. Well, they're certainly not gonna be hungry out in this new pasture. The other day I cleaned this water trough out. I don't think I filmed any of that just because, you know, it's just cleaning out a water trough, right? It's not that exciting. But yes, it looks like the float stopped, the water level, everything looks good here. Looking at the grass that's growing right here, it's actually not that different than what they would have had back at the home ranch. I see a lot of Dallas grass and I see a lot of clover, along with the various other spring grasses that were never grazed off. Well, I was trying to get those guys on film, but you know, they're a little uppity right now because they're in a new environment and I think they just want me to leave them alone so they can sort of explore it and find where all the good spots are to hang out. They've got a great little grove here where they can stay out of the sun. I think oftentimes when I come down here, this is where I'm gonna find them. The other thing, while I was walking around out here checking things out, I noticed I got a sprinkler that's not squirting very well, so I'm gonna try to fix that. Oh, hey, there it is. Better. There we go. You can really see how dry it is over here. I don't think the sprinkler has been working maybe all year. So that was about, well, almost 2 weeks that they were in that front pasture. And I think that moving them out of there, they didn't have it all grazed off, but they had done pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly all that grass recovers. And if they're in this pasture for a similar time, like 10, 11 days, then we're gonna have to move them over into this one, which I'm sure will be the same thing over again. But it'll be interesting to kind of figure out where that equilibrium is and how long they're able to graze these down. Well, I got back here to the ranch and it dawned on me when I saw my pallet of salt blocks here that I did not put a new Redmond block in the new pasture where the steers are at now. And why I didn't just bring 3 blocks over when I brought them and distribute them out then, I don't know. I can't tell you, but I didn't do it. So I noticed that the fly pressure is pretty bad over at that pasture. I'm not really sure why. It doesn't seem too bad here. But I want to make sure that they have these blocks so that they have access to that garlic. And I've also bought some fly traps this year that I'm going to try in conjunction with the Redmond garlic blocks. So I guess I have 2 reasons why I need to go back out to that pasture tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.